미국 AAAS의 회장이자 University of Morgan State's 부총장이신 윌리 메이님을 모시고 Our Changing Climate, the Need for New Technology that Benefits People and Our Planet 주제로 다양한 통찰에 대한 이야기를 전해 듣겠습니다. Dr. Willie May, could you come up to the stage, please? 여러분, 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Good morning, everyone. As the slide says, I'm Willie E. May, Vice President for Research and Economic Development at Morgan State University, and I'll tell you a little later what Morgan State University is. I'm the current president of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and in my former life, I was the U.S. Undersecretary of Commerce for Standards and Technology and the director of the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is the counterpart U.S. organization to your CRIS. Before I get started, I'd like to acknowledge Ms. Gabriella Waters, who is an AI expert who at least listened to me spot on about what I thought about AI and how it might be applied to climate change. So I'm suggesting that she be considered the co-author of this talk. If you like it. If you don't, it's all on me. So topics to be covered. First, who is the American Association for Advancement of Science and who is Morgan State University? Why do both organizations care at all about climate change? How do we know that our climate is changing? Well, I think you have to have been someplace stuck in a cave if you don't know that our climate is changing. But there are some people in the U.S. who still refuse to accept this. And the strange thing is that they tend to live in those states in the U.S. that are being ravaged the most by climate change, and they still don't accept that it's happening when it's very obvious. How long has our climate been changing? And the role and challenges associated with the use and implementation of equitable and sustainable AI to providing a solution to this dilemma that we face. So who is the AAAS? The American Association for the Advancement of Science is an organization dedicated to the advancement of science, engineering, and innovation. AAAS is the world's largest general scientific organization serving more than 57 million members worldwide. We think we play a crucial role in promoting scientific progress and ensuring its positive impact on society worldwide. So, who or what is Morgan State University? Well, Morgan State University is a historic black university founded in 1867. We are a R2 doctoral research university. Now, first of all, HBCUs were established shortly after the Emancipation Proclamation with the responsibility to provide education to recently freed slaves. Research is sort of a new thing to us. We were designated by the state of Maryland as Maryland's preeminent public urban research university in 2017. We have roughly 10,000 students. About 20% of those are graduate students. And like most universities around the world, we have more female students than we have male. As I said, Morgan is a historically black university, but not all of our students are black. but 80% of them are. We offer PhDs in 32 areas, 47 master's and bachelor's degrees in 66 or so areas. We have a workforce of 320 tenure track faculty, about 1,600 staff, and we've recently done an economic impact study, and this slide says 1.2 billion. It's actually about 1.5 billion now that we benefit the state of Maryland in terms of economic impact. A few years ago, our president decided that we were going to become a Tier 1 research university. He didn't have a clue of what that meant, and most of us were wondering, what has he been thinking? But one of the things that I set out to do was to establish a blue ribbon panel on STEM program expansion. And on that panel, I had a former Nobel Prize winner in physics, Bill Phillips, winner in 1997. I had a former National Medal of Science winner, Jim Gates. He got that award in 2012. I had Juan Gilbert, who actually won the National Medal of Technology Award this year, and 3 other National Academy members. And we assembled those because we thought if those people made a recommendation, then our state government would listen and perhaps provide us some more resources. So the charge of this panel was to look across the landscape of all of the technology that everyone says that are going to be important for the future, and whatever country leads in this area will lead the world. And after deliberating for 2 days and going away, they came back with a 20-page report that they sent me, and they identified 6 areas that Morgan should focus on. The number 1 recommendation was equitable AI and machine learning. The number 2 recommendation was a center on climate science with a focus on coastal science and policy. Now, this coastal science, this is important because the state of Maryland has more coast per unit area than any state in the United States. So everyone in the U.S. now is thinking about having an effort in climate change. So we want to look at something that would focus on the unique needs of the state of Maryland and other coastal states around the U.S., knowing that we cannot change our climate in the short term. So what policies and practices could we put in place to mitigate the most adverse impacts of climate change? And you see the other areas that they recommended. Well, you see that the mission of our Center for Urban and Coastal Climate Science Research, and I think I've sort of said this, sort of to produce research results and establish policies to combat climate change to benefit the city of Baltimore, Maryland, Southern Maryland, and other coastal regions around the U.S. Now, the other center, the Center for Equitable AI and Machine Learning, I'll let you read the mission. I won't read it. So, with that as an introduction, I'll ask the obvious question, that is our climate changing? Well, the answer is yes. If so, how long has this been going on? Well, new research has used ancient sediments, as the slide says, from around the world to explore Earth's climate over 3 billion or so years. That research has allowed scientists to document how the Earth has regulated its climate throughout its history. And the research also makes it clear that severe changes are underway, if you hadn't noticed. "97% of climate experts agree that human-caused climate change is happening, emphasizing the urgency of some action to address this." Artificial intelligence certainly has the potential to assist us in this area, but we must think about how to use it thoughtfully and ethically. And keep that thought in mind as we go forward. This is data from the World Economic Forum, and it shows that our climate has steadily changed over the last 5 or 6 decades. There is no doubt at all about that. Data also shows that this has been going on for a long time. And even if we ceased CO2 emissions now and actually changed our ways, because of the momentum and impact, our CO2 levels will continue to decline, and once they peak, they would not recede to levels pre-1980 in a very, very, very long time. So we've caused some permanent damage to our planet, and all we can think about doing is what can we do to mitigate the adverse impacts of the harm that we've caused on our planet. This data shows you that climate has indeed increased over time again, and the temperatures have increased more on land than in seas. That's because actually when the sun hits the sea, some of that energy is reflected. When the land, it is fully absorbed, but both the temperatures of the earth on the land and the oceans are steadily going up. Consequently, sea level rise is a real thing, and that is going up in some areas faster than the others, but coastal cities around the world are in danger. So obviously we have an urgent situation, and the situation that we find ourselves in has both environmental as well as social implications that many of our speakers have talked about now, so I won't dwell on that anymore now. Recent advances in artificial intelligence should be harnessed and accelerate the development of low carbon technologies. This can obviously help to mitigate the catastrophic warming that we are addressing, at least we are observing. So what is sustainable AI? And this term is important because AI is very powerful, but it comes at a cost. And that is because actually the energy and power that it takes to provide AI actually comes at a cost. We don't get it for free. So basically, the challenge for us as a society is how do we balance that? and how do we practice equitable AI, gain the benefits of AI without reaping the cost that it takes and the energy that we have to feed the servers that helps to maintain and manipulate all of the data necessary to underpin artificial intelligence. So, we know the challenges. What solutions do we have as a society? To reduce AI's carbon footprint, we have to transition to renewable energy sources to feed those data centers. We have to develop more energy efficient hardware and software architectures. And we have to implement carbon offsetting programs to avoid increased emissions. In terms of assuring equity, promote diversity and inclusivity in AI development teams. Well, I'll let you read the slide. I won't read it to you. So, although there are challenges, there are some potential solutions out there that we can embrace to mitigate the most adverse impacts of climate using AI solutions. How do we get there? Continued research and development are essential to create more energy efficient and environmentally friendly AI systems. We have to promote educational initiatives around the development and use of sustainable artificial intelligence for users and developers, and engage with stakeholders from various sectors, including academia, industry, government, and civil society organizations. We have to develop a clear and compelling vision for sustainable AI that aligns with global sustainability goals. And we have to demonstrate an unwavering resolve to achieve this vision through collective action and commitment. This has to be a global call to action. One country, one area of the world can solve this. Every nation must work together to answer this call to action and contribute to the development and adoption of sustainable AI technologies. Again, international cooperation is a must. So again, we must, as a society, advocate for international cooperation and policy making to support sustainable artificial intelligence and machine learning. We must encourage nations around the world to invest in sustainable artificial intelligence initiatives. We must highlight the importance of cross-border collaborations and knowledge sharing. So again, one country can't solve this by ourselves. We are in this boat. We're stuck in this boat together. So we have to work together to save our collective selves. And we have to promote global campaigns and movements that support sustainable AI. So, beginning to conclude, AI can provide a greater understanding of climate science and its impacts, including floods, droughts, wildfires, and all sorts of extreme weather events, the types of events that we are experiencing all over the world. I can't speak for all over the world, but we certainly are in the United States of America. And in conclusion, this is not a problem that one country can solve. We have to establish plans and implement them together as one human society on this earth. We have to develop regulatory frameworks to assist us in doing this, so governments within countries and across countries have to communicate. And there has to be community engagement. That is, everybody has to be involved in the solution so that we can save ourselves from the mess that we have created for ourselves. So thank you for your attention.
네, 윌리 메이님의 새로운 기술을 통한 기후변화 문제 해결에 대한 통찰적 시각과 발전 방향에 대한 내용 잘 들었습니다. 다시 한번 멋진 발표해 주신 윌리 메이님께 뜨거운 박수 부탁드립니다.